Alright, so what is up YouTube? It's your boy Matt coming back to you with another video. So yeah, today I cannot talk today. Today we're talking sneakers, we're talking clothing. So yeah, if you clicked on this video, you're probably a youngster trying to hustle, trying to make a quick buck. Yeah, hopefully I can give you a little bit of insight on how to resell efficiently, also how to actually make money in the resale game. I'm going to try and keep this really short and sweet. I want to offer you just like a few tips that have, changed the way I do things as far as reselling and have made me a lot of money. So yeah, let's just get into it. So the very first thing I recommend is use Depop, Mercari, Greld, eBay, Facebook groups, online forums, Reddit, Instagram, you name it, use it. Spread like social media is a beautiful thing. You can go on Reddit, see some guy wanting to buy a jacket that you have in your inventory. There goes your sell. That's kind of the name of the game. There's so many resellers out there today. You really have to differentiate yourself, and you have to work just a little bit harder if you want to, get higher return on your investments. So yeah, the next thing is don't be fancy. This is something I learned really fast when I first started reselling. So at first I was like, I want to buy all the off-whites, all the Yeezys, and just have like pairs laid out and just look cool and flex on Instagram, but that is not the case at all. That's like 1 in a million, right? Like, you definitely either have to know somebody or just have the amount of money to buy all those items, which most of y'all do not. Be practical. Resell things that have value or that are profitable, and that comes with expertise, your knowledge of the game. Buy those $30 J's, flip them for $50. That's like buying a $300 pair of sneakers, flipping it for $500, but on a smaller scale. So buy 10 pairs of those Beat J's, resell them. Sell stickers, sell fucking Yu-Gi-Oh cards, Pokemon cards. Like, just, hustle. Like, but I do understand, like, I can definitely understand why some of you want to just sell strictly, hyped streetwear or just hype sneakers. Maybe you're not knowledgeable in retro Jordans. Maybe you're an expert at Yeezys. If so, do you? But I learned quickly. Like, I made more money when I resold just whatever, any sneaker, any clothing. As long as I had the knowledge of it, I could resell it. So another way to just kind of gain a competitive edge is so join Discord. Discord is what I understood from Discord was it was like a gaming type app, but a lot of resellers use it to kind of network with one another. Anytime there's a restock, any advice for a drop that's going to happen, any news, word of mouth is optimal through Discord, and also engagement groups. And another thing is like keep up with sneaker Reddit. So our sneakers, definitely a good place to find out when like those shock drops on the sneakers app happens, or like any like random restocks. I know some of you guys want to cop the off-white Nike collab, very sought after, very limited. That can also help you do that. So I suggest you do that. So don't be emotional about your sneakers. That's definitely something that I had to kind of get over when I first started, right? So I first started off as a collector, and then I saw that there could be there's a market for it, and I was like, I don't want to work part-time. Like, I fucking suck at working at a part-time job. So I was like, let me do what I like and resell sneakers. That's exactly what I did. Got really good at it. Anyways, don't be emotional. This is kind of what I did. I put a stamp on the shoes that were like that had very sentimental value, and those were off the table. But other than that, it was a free game for everything in my collection. If somebody offers me a price too good to beat, or even just a good price, I'm taking it. Like, there's very few items that I have sentimental value for now, just because I've learned that, like, the more you sell, right, the more items you sell, the more items you can afford. And like, I'd rather have that any day. I'd rather sell like a shoe I kind of like for, you know, a lot of money, and then get something that I'm gonna really appreciate more. And like, kind of back on like, don't be fancy. So I bought this, this is kind of like one of my hacks, but I bought this Antarctica fleece for like $290 on Grailed. Yes, it's authentic. The dude wore it like once or twice. I've worn it like once. It's practically brand new, and you know, those things go for like $500 to $600. Don't be fancy, guys. Not everybody's out to make optimal profit on their items. Some people just sell it for what they think it's worth, right? And then you kind of bridge the gap. So the resellers that are trying to make that juicy profit, that's the kind of stuff that you can get. During the summer, I was picking up items galore on Grailed. You just have to know your stuff. You know, not even seeing the feedback being 100 plus is safe. Like, you have to know your stuff. You have to know how to talk to people, and if it doesn't sound fishy, then go for it. You know, kind of adding on to the emotion, don't be emotional when you miss out on a release. Like, if you lose a football game, if you play sports, I played sports when I was younger, when you lose a game, you don't just quit the game, and you don't just quit the season. Like, you train, you train so you don't lose the other games. That's kind of how reselling is, right? So if you miss out on a release, don't be emotional and buy those shoes, those GR Jordans that release, and waste your $160 or $200. Put that money aside and be optimistic for the next release, because that's kind of pointless. Like, it's not about how much money you have or how much money you make. It's about how much money you save, how much money you don't spend, right? So for most people, like, let's say I make $50,000 a year at my job, they're gonna spend money like they make that kind of money, which you can't blame the majority. But if you really want to like be successful at this, you have to live lean, and you know, also indulge a little bit every once in a while. So those shoes that you really want, you've been working your butt off trying to resell, you've been seeing profit, good vibes from your resale game, you can definitely invest and kind of indulge in a pair every once in a while. Always justify the risks you're gonna take. So, you know, sometimes I'd spend several thousand just on one sneaker, because I just knew what the return on investment was. Just as long as it's justifiable, it's completely fine. So like, going back on spreading yourself apart, you definitely need to start that Instagram page, right? Or that Shopify website. Always find a way to set yourself apart and be like, create your brand, right? We're all selling sneakers, we're all selling clothes, we get that, but what's your brand now? So offer lower prices. Like, maybe you're the dude that just offers steals, incentives, right? So free giveaways, free stickers with purchases, shout for shouts on Instagram to gain more followers, gain more traction, network with people that have bigger platforms, and try and offer them value. So, you know, maybe tell them like, hey, I'm doing a giveaway, you want to join, or something along the lines of that. Always look to be different than the rest. There's so many resellers now that it's kind of difficult to differentiate yourself, but you have to have a personal brand. So like, my reselling page on Instagram, I try and keep it very minimal, very straight to the point, no fancy filters, nothing, just very minimal pictures, clean, to the point, crisp really good prices. That's kind of what I'm working with, right? But like the greater the account, you notice that the better their personal brand is. So if you have 50,000 followers and you're a reseller, there's a reason for that, and it has to do with hustle, right? But it also has to do with like how well you know your audience. So that's about it for today. Hopefully I helped you out a little bit. Maybe you can take one thing away from the video. If you like it, be sure to subscribe, and plenty more videos to come. I'm definitely gonna put 1 or 2 more out this week. We're gonna try and make this more consistent. So yeah, I'll see y'all next time. Y'all be safe, follow your passions. You get one life to live, everybody. Fucking go after it, hustle this week. Yeah, see you next time. Peace.